I'd rather be playing Tony Hawk.
Let me get this straight. Do you actually play? Do you actually try to do tricks when you play skate?
I try.
No,
try.
That's not. No, you're supposed to like that.
I can't because I just go. I'd rather be playing Tony Hawk.
Yeah, but
and then I'm like, well, I guess I'll just play Tony Hawk because I bought those on eBay. Fine.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen,
Neat.
this is Lightning Gamers, and welcome to Dark Souls.
What's up? Yeah.
Is that a fitting intro? Because I've never played this game.
Yeah. David's never played Dark Souls.
And I'm still not gonna, apparently.
it's only one of the greatest games of all time.
Yeah, I mean,
how do you miss that?
Yeah, I mean, who's holding the controller? Rion.
For time's sake. Because this game is a big chunk of game to get through.
Oh, speaking of time, we have to set the timer.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
I want to do that. Okay,
All right,
this one,
so
I think we could probably make this episode a little longer though.
You should name him. You should name him Taco.
What did I name my other guy? I named my other guy that I'm playing with right now Jack Eagle Scream. Can we? I wonder if we have enough room to name him Thunder Stallion.
Thunder. Okay.
Thun.
You could just name him Lightning. I mean, it is Lightning 2153 after all.
Thunder.
Thunder thighs. Thunder star. Thunder stale mate.
Thunder stale.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate this old texting keyboard. This is the worst.
Yeah,
okay.
It's just stupid. 2 out of 10.
Okay.
Let's have it just Stelly. Stellio.
It can fit Thunder Stallion. How come the second one can't fit Thunder Stallion?
Nope. Just Stellio.
Thunder Stallion.
That's his name.
Yeah. That can work.
Thunder Stellio. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna be new. Sure.
Yeah. Because we're not those weirdos.
I play as girls.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I did that once ever, and that was in Fallout 3. But that wasn't even like my main one, so.
So, good starting one to play as is a Pyromancer.
Okay.
Because what they start out with is some fire magic that's really useful in the early game. And if you keep leveling it up, it's good. And then you want to start out with, because, what is there? There's a pendant.
No effect.
Yeah, it literally does nothing. It's not a trick. It does nothing at all.
Okay, which one is the one that supposedly regenerates health?
The Tiny Being's Ring. I think everybody picked this before they realized that you can probably look up on the wiki what you're supposed to do. Because this is very much a community game.
I heard that Tiny Being's Ring is a lie.
It is.
Well,
the thing you want to start out with, Master Key because it opens a lot of locks.
Okay.
In the game. Let's make it. Sure.
Let's do exceedingly average. Or not.
Hello.
Hey. Okay.
That is definitely a Thunderstalio.
Yeah. Thunderstalio.
It's not gonna matter though. He's gonna get covered in a helmet anyways at some point.
Oh. Yeah, you should do something like Sonic Hair. Just because it'd be funny.
Is there such a thing?
I don't know, like something just going back.
Like, I think the closest we could get is this.
Okay.
Color hair.
Blue.
Okay.
Is that blue?
Yes.
Oh.
Dark blue. And then, yeah, we'll take it. This is Thunderstalio. Okay.
Thunderstalio. Alright, cool.
Here's the intro.
Plot. It's good the subtitles are on.
Yeah.
Because I always forget that for Let's Plays.
Shrouded by fog.
See, that's the cool thing about this game is the story, it doesn't really tell you the story. The only way you can really get it is from the things that people say and from the descriptions of the items that you get.
Oh yeah.
And from there you can piece together, and there's YouTube channels that do this already.
I like when they put jokes in item descriptions and whatnot. Don't step on my pizza.
I want stuff in your pizza.
Mine.
Eat your pizza.
Okay. So, it tastes like foot, but that's okay.
The Foot Clan, like Ninja Turtles?
Good. Nice try. Is this the pits of Tartarus?
Well,
Like in God of War 3?
so this is pretty much the beginning lore of the world, I guess.
Oh, right.
That you're currently going to be in.
Okay.
Also, some of the bosses you're going to have to fight.
Okay.
Like this dude.
Nito, the first of the day.
So according to Jack, according to Jack, um,
Someone with a J.
yeah, according to that guy over there, who's not actually over there, but you don't know because he's off camera. You never know. Never.
They do.
Ever.
Now they do.
No. Wonderful. So according to Jack, Dark Souls belongs in a museum with like Super Mario Bros. And the first Zelda.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it does. Because it's a game that just gets so many things right that I haven't seen games that have gotten this much right in a long time. At least games with this much complexity. Like, you could say Super Mario Brothers got a lot right, but there also wasn't a lot going into that game.
True.
It's very simple. This one, there's a lot of parts that are moving around and a lot of things that are happening, and yet it all works really well.
Does Minecraft belong in that museum?
Yes, it totally does. Because it's a game that managed to hit so many, just a wide range of people.
What do you know? I was
especially
right.
kids. Especially kids.
There aren't very many kids games nowadays.
Plus, it's a game that's more
Bizarre.
about building and pushing your creativity to its limits. And there's not a ton of games that really do that either.
Speaking of pushing, Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He does world downs. That's a joke I heard today.
Oh, Norris. Good old Chuck Norris.
You should watch the death battle between Chuck Norris and Segato Shoriso or whatever his name is.
Ooh.
The guy that was on all the ads for the Sega Saturn, and he beat the crap out of little kids who didn't have a Saturn.
What?
That's the commercials.
I'm sorry?
Oh, and he also, the Sega headquarters was about to get nuked, and then he single-handedly jumped up and grabbed the nuke and threw it away and saved Sega.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, he's the Eastern Chuck Norris. That's what he is.
I think there's a lot of people over in the East that were like Eastern Chuck Norrises. Bruce Lee was better than Chuck Norris, let's be fair. He's the one who beat Chuck Norris in Enter the Dragon, so, I mean, come on. He's better.
Yeah, well, maybe Chuck Norris is still learning. He's still part of his origin story.
Are his
And now that he can do world downs,
are his late night TV ads for exercise equipment part of his origin story too? Because that's what he does.
Sure.
Okay, so here you are. You died.
That's great.
You're a zombie now. That's not you.
I'm not playing, so you
Yeah,
are
I'm
dead and all that stuff.
I'm dead.
All that stuff that you said.
Like, this is already kind of an interesting game. It's almost like, it's kind of like the place that you actually start a Majora's Mask once you get the mask on you. And instead of starting at like a powerful state or even at a small but working up state, you start from the bottom. Just the way bottom, and you've got to work up.
One thing I always noticed was that in Majora's Mask in that starting area, the clock doesn't start yet. So I don't know if that's relatable to this at all. Whatever. It's just something I noticed.
So this part is very interesting. Well, because in the PC version, they were able to find a bunch of cut audio files for parts of the game that were going to get in, but they didn't end up doing it. And one of them was with this guy who you're about to see. Not him. He's dead.
Oh, okay. I thought we were dead. Or you were dead.
No.
Or I was dead. What's
Him.
happening?
So that guy is actually really cool.
He's actually dead. No, I don't know.
I think he actually... Yeah, he is.
Oh, dude!
I think pretty much everybody in this game is some form of dead.
I'm pretty good at predicting stories.
Because here's the thing. The worst thing that can happen to you is not dying, because you can die over and over. The worst thing that can happen to you is you lose your humanity to the point of insanity and losing yourself.
Okay.
Like a lot of these guys here. This is just the tutorial area.
Oh, I thought you just punched him.
I got a broken sword.
Oh, that's nice. Like
So,
Lord of the
yeah.
Rings.
And this is something I didn't notice my first time through, but yeah,
Okay.
you gotta fight him.
That's a very plump-looking dragon.
He's quite plump.
So, is there a reason you're killing these things?
Because you need
Just-
souls.
Oh, okay.
And souls are the currency of any Souls game, really.
So how do you lose your insanity? Do you just, like, take too many souls?
You lose your humanity. Well, and that's the thing, because the mechanic they have in this game is being hollow versus being human. Right
Okay.
now we're hollow. We're zombified.
Oh, right.
What that means is pretty much you can't do certain things.
Can you like go into a menu and look at your character? Is there a way to do that?
No.
Okay.
We'll just have to get up like against a wall. This is
pretty lady.
You got a purty mouth.
People say I have an off-putting personality, but that's okay.
Okay, here's first bonfire. And that's going to be very important.
Okay.
Because those are pretty much your checkpoints that you activate. So now we're just going to go ahead. Hooray!
I thought that said echidna for a second.
And now we're just going to go through to the door. Just kidding, we're not going through the door.
This already seems like my kind of game because it's just insanity.
Ugh, okay.
That's great.
There have been people that have taken him on and have won in that state. I'm not one of those people, so we're
Yeah.
not going to do that.
Fair enough. You're doing like the canon ending.
Yes, I'm doing the canon thing that's not going to get me killed.
You found a cracked round shield.
Yeah, and
That's-
this part is helpful because, and this is a really cool tutorial area, like it really funnels you in the directions that you're supposed to go, and it
Yeah.
funnels you to the items that you need. And the way it teaches you, and I've kind of been skipping over these because I already can play,
Okay.
but down here you'll notice these little orange signs.
The claw mark looking things.
Yeah, and they're messages that are scrolled in. And these ones are tutorial messages, but in the actual game, they're from other players that are like, be careful, there's a trap here, or be careful, there's going to be an ambush here.
That's cool.
And that's where the multiplayer part comes in. Like, you hardly ever actually interact with people. The only time you're ever really going to physically interact with them is if you call them in for help, or if you get invaded and they want to kill you. Other than that, you only have their messages to go off of. And it's really neat. So now we're going to go in here. Well, we can't go in there yet. We gotta trigger a boulder.
Smooth.
We all have bad days.
Yep.
But now we're
Just
going to go
another-
talk to you. Remember this guy?
Oh,
Yeah.
You. You're no hollow.
I thought we were
Thank
hollow.
goodness. I'm
We're not.
one.
Well, we're undead.
I'll die soon.
Okay.
When you're hollow,
Then
that's when you go
lose my
insane.
sanity. I
Ah.
must ask something of you. You and I are both undead. Hear me out.
No, you're crazy. I don't believe it.
No!
It's horrific.
Oh,
I
okay.
have failed in my mission. But perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There was an old saying in my family.
Do or die.
Thou who art undead art chosen.
Oh.
And thine
So this
exodus
part's
from the
important.
undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords.
Okay.
When thou ringest the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
He's British.
Yes.
Oh, and this.
Favorite.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now. And thank you.
So,
Okay.
the thing he said back there, really important,
Go
because
to this place and do this thing.
what he's basically saying is there is like a... Dang it.
Okay.
No, but there was like a prophecy in the family, right? And basically what it's saying is whoever is the undead person that can get out of this asylum and travel to go ring those two bells is going to be the chosen undead. That's going to be you, of course.
Is there like an injury system in this game? Like, do you break bones and things like that?
No, that would
Okay.
be... Oh, jeez.
Well,
But in the cut version, what would have happened is you and that guy would have gotten out alive. And so he thinks, oh, well, he's supposed to be the chosen undead as well, not you.
Oh,
And you end
interesting.
up fighting him at the end, but they cut that. Would have been
Huh.
really interesting. And then just as a disclaimer, the way I play is not normally how first-time players go.
Well, you're not a first-time player,
Right.
So.
Because the thing is, usually what you want to do with something like this is get a shield out.
And actually block things.
Right. And that's what you usually are doing. It's a very slow, like, comparing it to Bloodborne, it's a very slow combat system. But in the way I play, I do a lot of dodging and getting around.
Right.
Because it's more fun.
That's how I play God of War. Just roll all over the place.
Now we're gonna do the boss fight.
Alright.
Let's see if I can actually do this right. Hello!
Like a booger.
Ah!
Nice.
Blundering attack, half dead.
Wow.
So I just got
It's
that.
very, like, pear-shaped.
Yeah, he's very, how they say, plump.
Yeah. It's like one of my favorite prayers is, Lord, if you can't make me skinny, you can make all my friends plump.
Make me look better than they. Ow.
Then thou, thine, whatever. I don't know Old English. Hey,
Uh,
I read a book once. Actually, it was before I read the book. There was a comedian who said the Three Little Pigs story, and he said it in Old English. Like the whole thing was like super Shakespearean, and it was funny.
So now we got our stuff.
Hey, here's a mean comedian joke. So there's one time when I was going through an airport, and apparently I didn't know you weren't supposed to bring toothpaste. Apparently that's a rule.
Yeah.
And so then the guy took the toothpaste out of my bag, and he was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's toothpaste. What are you, from Arkansas?" And he was mad,
Oh man.
because he was. Anyway, that's by this comedian. His name is Bob Smiley. Which is a good comedian name because he makes you smile.
The ancient legend
Get ready for the Zack Snyder moment.
Okay.
that one day an undead shall be chosen.
Which ha.
Okay.
That crow's name's Snuggly?
Well, I don't know why that made me laugh.
I'm not even kidding.
It's like a
Snuggly.
Dr. Seuss name.
Yeah. You give
Snuggly
her
Wuggly.
you give her things and she gives you things in return. It's a neat little.
Okay.
In order.
Neat. It's great. It's great.
So now we're gonna get to the meat, well, the main area of the game, I guess.
Nice.
And it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's sprawling, like Castlevania Symphony of the Night kind of sprawling, but in the third dimension. So it's good stuff.
Okay, so there's another bonfire.
Yes. So at bonfires, what you do, what happens is if you rest at a bonfire, it refills all your Estus flasks, it refills your health and everything, but it also respawns all of the enemies in the level.
Okay.
So that, for one thing, that helps you grind for souls better, and for another thing, I guess we can level up right now.
Is this the hardest game you've ever played?
No. Because the thing about it is the game is hard, but that's not the main thing that it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be, it's more practical and logical, and that's what makes it hard. Like, the combat system doesn't accommodate for you. You have to figure out, okay, my swings are going to be this long, and I need to be this close.
Huh.
And so,
That's interesting.
in that sense, like, this is one of the few games that I've ever seen that doesn't have to have, like, an XP bar. Because in these kinds of games, well, usually in RPGs, you have something like, oh, you got this much experience, hooray!
Okay.
And you get stronger, but here you don't really do that.
Well,
Like,
what can we have? Let me guess.
Yeah,
Fate of
he's
the
a
undead,
very
right?
nice guy.
That's great. It's great.
But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum.
I hear that a lot.
Too late
Yes, not a happy place.
now. Since you're
I
here,
would imagine.
let me help you.
I'm predicting that nothing in this game is going to be happy whatsoever.
One's up above in the
Is that
adventure.
correct?
Even not much
Yeah,
better.
it's
Okay.
like
Yeah.
this game is. It's very much you're going through. It's almost a Fallout feeling.
Prepare to die. The slogan should be prepare to cry.
There is
Just
actually there is a video series called Prepare to Cry.
Oh, really?
and it talks about the lore of some of the characters in the game.
Hmm.
Really interesting, actually.
Well, coming up next on Lightning Gamers, more Dark Souls.
Breaking pots.
Yeah, I knew this was Zelda.